Hello and thanks for tuning in, folks. Today we'll build this 3D printed car in the 8th episode of my Post-Apocalyptic diorama build series. That's my first car build ever, so don't be too harsh with me. Anyway, I hope you are enjoying this full build video. If you want to see more builds from me, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Let's get it started. Since this is a 3D printed kit, a lot of sanding is needed in order to remove all the supporting plastic the printer left behind. I use various sanding paper to remove the support. I've sprayed black primer over this piece and now it's time to add some colors to the interior. The cockpit isn't really detailed, but that's no big problem as most of it won't be visible in the final product, at least when the doors are closed, and this kit doesn't come with any clear parts for the windows. I had the idea to install some jeans repair fabric as car floor mats. Just cut some pieces in the right size and add some pigments to make them look more realistic. The traditional modeler glues like Tamiya cement doesn't work on that model, because it can't melt the material that is used to print these kits. I'm going to use super glue over the course of this build. That's of course harder to work with, as it gives less time to attach the parts, is harder to control and creates a small resin layer between the parts, which isn't always optimal for small connections between the pieces. Furthermore, it's quite easy to leave some glue on the model, which is harder to clean than normally. After the main parts have been attached and some shameful putty work has been done, I start spraying primer over the model using an airbrush. Other parts, like the engine hood, get the same treatment. Next I add a metallic layer over the model. That won't be visible that much after I'm finished with the paint job, but it's a good starting point for the upcoming weathering process. After the metallic coat has been dried, I add random strokes of different brown shades using a brush. This doesn't need to be perfect, as it will be covered by the main color layer later on, and some dirty randomness is very welcome here. I also attached some rust color shades using the chipping sponge method. Is it called like this? Well, anyway, you can see what I mean. Now it's time for the main coat to be applied. I chose this fancy green, bluish color, that is usually used for Russian airplane cockpits, at least for the older post-World War II aircrafts. Before applying the coat with an airbrush, I sprayed heavy chipping effect from Ammo MiG over the model and let it dry for around 30 minutes. After the main coat has been dried, the color can be chipped away easily, as I will demonstrate in a second. As you can see on the two spots, the chipping fluid didn't dry completely yet, but that's not a big deal here anyway. I use a toothpick to mark the areas where the color should chip away almost completely. Now it's time to remove the green color with a hard brush and some good old classic Swiss mountain water. The same process is repeated over the other parts of the car. This time I use a blue main color, because I think this is a nice color combination and hopefully will look great on the finished model. Time to attach the engine. I made a dedicated video for it a while ago. Please check the link above if you're interested. But man, this thing just won't fit in correctly. Eventually I managed somehow to hold it inside with a bit of glue here and there, but I doubt it's supposed to sit in here like this. After I sprayed the tires, I placed the model on the diorama in its final position, so the tires can dry in the correct angle. Please make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss out the final reveal of this diorama. Thank you very much. After everything has dried for some time, I add a layer of rust wash to unify the color. Later I'll remove that using a cotton swab dipped in odorless thinner for enamel paints. I apply some dots using oil brushes. They can be faded easily and will leave a nice worn look on the model. But let's talk about something else for a minute. As you may see, the brightness of this video has changed in this section. Sorry about that. This model was created over many weeks, as it was kind of a side project for me. Over time I switched from my cell phone and a cheap umbrella light as a recording device to a professional camera with studio light. Unfortunately, it took some time to set the light correctly, so this video has such a different quality. I have tried to equalize this in post-processing a little, really succeeded, unfortunately only partially. Sorry, should not happen again. If you still like my work, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. That would make me very happy. Thank you in advance. The screws are marked with a panel line wash. This increases their volume, at least it looks like that. Let's take another look at the tires. They still look too new compared to the rest of the vehicle. I'll change this first with a matching wash for the metal parts. I use various oil colors to create streaks on the vertical surfaces of the vehicle. They are again blended together using a wet brush. In the next step we gon take a look to create some dust and mud effects, mainly on the lower parts of the vehicle. I honestly did this the first time on any model, so the result might not be perfect, but good enough for my use case. I probably will learn a lot more about this technique after doing my first tank model, which is planned for this year. Anyway, I start by adding a light base layer of textured color. To darken the effect, I add a layer of a darker nature wash in some spots. The tires get a similar treatment, only I start with a darker color this time and will work with pigments to lighten them up and give them variations. I mixed different pigments together and create streaks with them by painting from the inside to the outside. Pigments are again used to create some color variations on the rim. Too much pigments can easily be removed with a brush dipped in water. All the pigments are now fixed using a pigment fixer. After some time I took a look at the vehicle and thought it could use some more metallic effects. So let's add them with a weathering pencil. I tried to attach this piece, but in no universe where the laws of physics count this will ever fit. Saying that, I was a bit unlucky with this model, because most parts won't fit in place and had to be modified in some way in order to be attached to the car. Anyway, I gave it up and decided to cut the piece. This way it fits somehow, but still not in the spots where it's supposed to be. Well, that was a bit unexpected. I should probably do my homework on dry fitting before painting that stuff. Lesson learned. Time to attach some more stuff. Next I install the fuel drums I created for my U-Rust corrosion set review. I add a link on the top right corner if you want to see how I made them, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss another video from me. It was supposed to attach headlights here, but I lost the clear parts or my cat Manto ate them for breakfast, so I opted for these badass looking skulls. Not bad either, right? To hide some of the misfitting parts of the model, I decided to add a camouflage net at the back of the car. The cargo net has been painted using an enamel wash. And here is it folks, the final product. That's it for today. I hope you liked this episode of my post-apocalyptic diorama build. There probably is another 2 or 3 episodes until the final reveal, so please make sure to like and subscribe if you don't want to miss them out. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.